All right, Milaeger fans, it's the moment you've been waiting for. We have our vintage veggies. They have just debuted. We just put them out yesterday. And I'm here with Kevin Milaeger, the Tomato King, who is going to give us a tour of these awesome vintage veggies. These are a limited supply. So when we're out, we're out. But we have a really great selection and just some fun things that you want to try that maybe you've never seen. Actually, I'm sure you've never seen before. So what do you think, Kevin? Where should we start?
Well, gardeners love to experiment. They like trying something new. They like the adventure of seeing what a plant, how it develops, how it grows, and learning from that. And so this program is designed to capitalize on that and provide that experience. So we've got about 60 some varieties here, and there's something for everyone. And we'll highlight a few of the my favorites, and some of the ones that look really promising. So to begin with, right here is a variety called a cucumber called Mini Munch. This is a miniature cucumber. So you've seen those in the grocery store. They're 3 to 4 inches long. They are parthenocarpic, which means that they're all female flowers. So that every flower turns into a fruit. There's no waiting for pollination. You don't need to wait for pollination. So that's very good. So you'll get a couple hundred
and that's that
cucumbers.
awesome like snacking cucumber. So it's a great little, just a small little size, great for charcuterie boards. That's one of my favorites for that. So
right, the kids love these too because it's like almost like candy, and you can eat it in your hand. It's a handheld food. Wonderful, wonderful variety.
Yes.
Here's the interesting cucamelon, the Mexican sour gherkin. It's a little tiny. You can see it's not much bigger than a pea, but elongated. It looks like a watermelon. These are from Mexico. It's a vine. They produce toward the second half of summer, but hundreds of fruit, and the kids love these as well. They're fun to watch and grow, and then they're fun to pick and eat right in the garden.
Yes, very, very cool. That's a fun little, and I just think it's fun, like you said, you can just eat it just like that. It just, I mean, with the melon, sometimes you have to like cut the seeds out and cut it open, and this is no maintenance.
Right, right. Here is a little Swiss chard called Firebird. This is a beautiful color. This will turn even a richer red when it's in the cool temperature of outdoors. It's been in a greenhouse. And so this is one of the few plants that will give you leafy greens throughout the heat of the summer, unlike lettuce, which does not do well in the heat. So this is a good source of greens for the summer months.
Yeah, I didn't know that about Swiss chard, that of the heat tolerance. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
I mean, because like lettuce can start to just taste kind of bitter, so that's something you can have all the time.
And here we got the loofah gourd. This is a gourd. It's not used. Maybe it's edible. I don't even know. But it's used to make a sponge, and so it gets quite long. Very very unusual looking plant. This is another one that kids like because it's so unusual.
Yeah, how
looking.
fun is that to grow?
So at the end of the summer, when it dries, you peel off the skin and you end up with this. And so it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that I want to try that.
Yeah. Here's another beautiful eggplant from Sicily. This is a much milder flavor, very smooth, not bitter, about the size of a baseball or a little larger. Beautiful coloring as well.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. And those are nice, growing like a bush. So they don't get huge, but they're quite prolific.
Here they are, guys, little plants. Growing so well.
We've got another cucumber that I like a lot called Space Master, because Space Master is a full-size cucumber, but it's grows like a bush, not like a vine. So if you have limited space or want to grow in a container, this is a thing for you. It's a very reliable variety. It's been around for a long time, but that compact habit is appealing for a lot of reasons.
Yes, here it is right here, guys. And these plants are just beautiful. I mean, they are just a wonderful size this year. I think everything looks really good. And, you know, temperatures are warming up, so pretty soon we'll be able to put them like right in the garden.
There's some great peppers. This is the wonderful new pepper from the Basque region of Spain. That's where Hemingway was with the bullfights over 100 years ago. This is, try to pronounce that. Anyway, it's Chodi Sherdo. So that's a, you know.
Say it again.
Chodi Sherdo.
Chodi Sherdo.
Yeah. Anyway, I just think of it as the Basque pepper.
All right, I can do that.
It's a very mild pepper, but it does have some tanginess. So very low on the heat scale here. But it's a frying pepper, or you can eat it raw.
Beautiful. And I like that, just mild.
Yeah.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
All right, anything else this way?
Well, let's go in the next aisle.
Okay, got it. There's even some really pretty okra here, guys. I do like that. And then coming over here.
Yeah, here's this lemon spice jalapeno. So this is a little bit hotter jalapeno, but it's got a distinct citrus flavor, and it's a beautiful color as well.
Yeah, lemon spice. I love the color of that one.
Yeah, and there's a much hotter plant, up to 80,000 Scoville, so that's quite hot. So, be a little careful with that one. But it's a beautiful color. It's unusual, kind of a lavender rose color, and a beautiful dark leaves on the plant, purplish leaves. So it adds a nice color to the garden.
Let me see if I can turn this around so that you guys can see it. But this is what the foliage looks like on that. So it's really, really pretty. Love it. Okay.
Okay, over here is a pepper that comes from Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. It's an heirloom variety. It's a Hungarian pepper, also very mild on the heat scale. We think of it as a savory pepper. So it's not sweet, it's not hot, it's savory. It's a long tapered pepper, generally used again for frying, but you can eat it raw.
Love that. Love that just savory flavor. That's something that I can definitely handle.
So here's on the high end of the heat scale, over 1 million Scoville units. Very unusual, twisty, crinkled up looking pepper.
Yikes.
Beautiful color at all these different stages. This will be bearing at the end of summer. It's 95 days, so it's a late variety, but all those really hot ones are late.
They take a long time. That's the gnarly scorpion, you guys.
Yeah.
Who's ready to handle the gnarly scorpion? Woo!
Here's the Scotch bonnet pepper. This is a Caribbean variety, and so the distinctive flavors in Caribbean cooking are often attributed to this pepper. So again, it's hot, but it's valuable for that unique flavor. And if you like Caribbean cooking, this is something you can add to your own cooking to get that flavor in your cooking.
Yeah, a lot of people ask for that one. I mean, as they're waiting for these vintage veggies to come out, they're like, where's that Scotch bonnet? So that's a popular one.
Okay, over here we have this is the original beefsteak tomato. This is the first variety, and so it's got that dense flesh, this kind of a brownish red coloring, quite large. And
Yeah, nice and beefy for
yeah,
sure.
Smoky, sweet flavor.
Yeah, it looks like
So
it
if
would
you
be
want
that
a real
way.
heirloom, that's a nice one. And over here we have the Ananas Zebra,
I love all these.
which is the zebra pineapple. So it's a striping on the skin with this beautiful sunburst pattern in the center. And this is a tangier tomato. It doesn't have the sweetness that we have with many tomatoes, but it's a distinctive variety and very, very beautiful. When you put that on a plate, it becomes the topic of conversation at a dinner party for several minutes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's beautiful. Here's another one of these newer types with the striped skin.
That's
Another
gorgeous.
beefsteak, a little smaller variety. And Harvest Moon is another beefsteak with a yellow, lower acid.
I love this. This is one I'm definitely going to get. This Harvest Moon I think is so beautiful, and just remember that anything that's in that orange or yellow, that's going to have that lower acidity. So I'm excited for that. And just think of how beautiful that's going to be on a caprese salad. Last row of tomatoes here.
Yeah, this Verona is an improvement over the very familiar variety that's been around forever called Juliet, which is an olive-shaped grape tomato, a little larger than typical grape tomatoes. It's a vine, it's quite tall, but this is an improvement on that heavier bearing, and we're going to see this year if the predictions are true about how much an improvement it really is. But it sounds promising. Here's another one with that beautiful striped skin.
Purple zebra, that is beautiful.
Yeah, that's a smaller variety. And here's a new cherry variety called Chadwick, an English variety. This one only goes to 5 feet, so it's more compact than some of the big ones like Sweet 100. Those are up to 7 and 8 feet. This is a little easier to manage with a smaller height.
Awesome. I like that. People are always looking for something a little bit more compact in the garden, especially when you get excited about this and you want to put a lot of these in the garden. Sometimes you're running out of room. This is a great way to pick out some of these ones that are a little bit more compact.
Right. I think that's a trend in gardening. A lot of people say they don't have the room. They don't have the room. They're gardening on their deck or their patio, and they don't want it to be taking over. So this is a good answer for that.
Perfect. Well, guys, get your vintage veggies while you can. This is available at both store locations, and they're just something fun and unique. Be sure to check out, of course, our existing vegetable area. This is kind of separated from that because it's highlighted, it's unique, it's different. So shop both areas, and you're out here quite often to be able to kind of guide people, answer questions, give them good recommendations.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it.
All right,
See you
sounds
soon.
good. All right, we'll see you guys soon.